Victor Wembanyama's first game as an NBA player. And as you guys know, the Spurs lost to the Mavericks last night by a score of 126 to 119. Though it was a highly contested game through and through, there were points in the game where San Antonio did look physically dominant and they looked efficient offensively. But listen, I'll start with the Spurs and then I'll move over to Dallas. So start with the Spurs. Everyone's talking about Victor Wembanyama. So Victor Wembanyama was in foul trouble. He had 5 fouls, but he did finish the game with 15 points. He had 6 points in the first half, and obviously had 9 points in the second half. And if I'm not mistaken, all 9 came in the fourth. He also tallied. We'll look at the number of blocks he had. He had 1 block, 5 turnovers, and 5 rebounds and 2 assists. Went 3 of 5 from 3-point line, over 1 from free throw line. Just like with any rookie, we never want to put too much pressure. We never want to look too much into the bad, and we do want to praise the good, but not put it on a pedestal. Just like with any rookie, when we want to do that with Victor Wembanyama as well. There were flashes where you said to yourself, okay, this is why he's the number 1 pick. Okay, he just blocked Kyrie on the opening shot, and his wingspan covered 10 feet to get to the shot. Okay, that's why he's the number 1 pick. But then you see moments where, okay, that's a bad foul. That's a bad reach. Why didn't he just go straight up? Why did he pass up that shot? He needs to go up stronger. You see moments like that as well from rookies that make you say, okay, he's a rookie. He's got a lot more to grow, a lot more learning to do. But you see the flashes. I saw flashes that made me say to myself, okay, this is why he's the number 1 pick. This is why he could be a generational talent. And what we talked about when Victor Wembanyama first got drafted by the Spurs, I said that his impact isn't going to be on the offensive end. He's never going to be a 30-point scorer in this league. He might have a year where he does that, which is phenomenal, but that's not going to be what he's known for. His impact is going to be on the defensive end. His ability to disrupt shots, disrupt teams' entire offensive schemes. And what you saw within the first 5 minutes of the game, he did that. Dallas was really trying to figure out how to attack him. And they realized that with him in the game, you couldn't really go into your mid-range. You really couldn't go with anything off the dribble, especially with anything that's on his side of the court, or that's his side of the lane, whatever side of the lane he's playing on. And what San Antonio did a great job of doing, they really played him in like a center fielder type position, where he's just kind of roaming the paint, roaming on the defense side of the ball, and that allows him to be in help side at all times. But because he's so long, he can contest so many shots, and he can get to the help side. He can contest from the help side and recover much quicker than guys are used to because of his length as well. And that's where his impact, that's where his presence is going to be felt on the defensive side over the course of his career. And we look at the stat line, and there should never be a game where he only has 1 block. He should always have more than 1 block throughout the course of his career. I'll say this, by the time it's all said and done, God forbid any injuries or anything else like that happens, Wembanyama should be the all-time leader in blocks when he retires. If he doesn't, anything short of that is unfortunate. But that's how much potential he has. He has the potential to be an outstanding defensive player. He still needs to get a little quicker. Things that rookies need to do. They need to get quicker. They need to get stronger. They need to be more decisive with playmaking. They need to limit turnovers. Those are normal things. We got to remember Wembanyama's 18 years old. But I saw flashes. I saw the flashes that I needed to see. And his touch looks phenomenal. Listen, she shot 3-5 from 3-point line. It looked fluid. His shot did. It didn't look clunky. It looked in rhythm. And listen, in the San Antonio Spurs offense, he's not going to. You very rarely see someone shoot more than 20 times a game, and you're not going to get that. As long as Pop is there, you're not going to get that. But defensively, on the defense side of the ball, that's why I was impressed with Wembanyama. And Granted, now this is a Dallas team that doesn't have much of a low post presence as is. I would love to see Wembanyama match up against some sort of low, even in Chicago with Andre Drummond. I would love to see Wembanyama match up against a team that has some sort of low post presence. But I was impressed with what I saw. Like I said, I saw flashes of his ability to disrupt Dallas's entire offense for the first 5 minutes, but then Dallas started to realize, okay, wait, hold on, this Wembanyama isn't that strong, so we can get into his body. He's not that quick, so we can still attack him off the dribble, then get into his body on create contact on the drive, and go up on the layup, and that's what it was, and that's where he's gonna have to improve. He's gonna have to get a little bit quicker foot speed. He's gonna have to get a little stronger, especially in low post, because the moments he was in low post and he caught it, he wasn't able to back down anybody or any other low post players for Dallas, and so that's one thing he's gonna have to improve on. And obviously foul trouble, just moving his hips. He should never really be in foul trouble because he's so long. His length should always be used to an advantage for him, but that tells me he's reaching too much, and he's not relying on his length, and that comes down to detail. That comes down to focus. And that comes down to being intentional with each possession, because the rookies, they have lapses from possession to possession, but the greats, the all-time greats, the veterans, they don't take mental lapses. They're locked in possession to possession, and that's what separates those great players. And if he wants to get to that level, Wembanyama, then he's simply have to learn to not have those mental lapses and be locked in from possession to possession. But he's capable of doing that. I see it, and I see the flashes, and that's what you want to see. I was able to see the flashes. And we look at Dallas. Listen, Dallas hasn't really fixed anything from the defensive end. Listen, they still give a lot of points, but listen, they can score the best of them with Kyrie Irving and Doncic. However, I was impressed with Dallas's ball movement. There was a little bit more ball movement compared to what we saw last year. Will this be consistent, though? That remains to be seen. Listen, Luka had 33 points and 10 assists and 13 rebounds, and Kyrie Irving had 22 points, 6 assists, only shot 10 and 24, but Luka shot 13 and 25, so they're not terrible numbers. Kyrie only shot 1 of 8 from the 3-point line, so that's not going to happen too often. But however, I just don't think Dallas. Does anyone really think Dallas is going to be a playoff team this year? Listen, we've got Denver, we've got Phoenix, we've got Sacramento, we've got the Lakers, we've got the Warriors, we've got Minnesota, we've got Memphis. That's 7 right there. We've got OKC. That's 8. We've got New Orleans, healthy, assuming. That's 9. And see how we keep going down and down. And then maybe you want to throw Dallas, and that's 10. And then where do we go from there? Maybe Houston? I don't think so. Houston might, it's going to make tremendous improvements, but I don't think they'll be a playoff team yet. But this is how things can... There's a lot the top to bottom. There's a lot of talent in the West. A lot of teams are vying for playoff position, and Dallas, solely based on what I saw yesterday, didn't make the necessary adjustments and additions to truly legitimate contention. And when I say legitimate contention, I'm talking about you're in that 1-6 range for the playoffs, and you're not in the play-in tournament. They're not there yet. Dallas is in the top 16 right now. But I will say this: if they could make adjustments on the defensive end and just show more effort, I mean, goodness, there are far too many instances where San Antonio got easy points in transition because no one simply stopped the ball. And obviously having Dwight Powell back at center will help him. I know he's out now with the illness, but getting him back will hopefully shore up the defensive end for Dallas. But listen, Dallas isn't going to go anywhere, just no matter who's on the roster, if they can't stop the ball in transition and if they can't play defense. Not only in most of playing these days is done in the secondary break. So if they can't shore up their transition defense, particularly their secondary break defense, their secondary defense, then it doesn't matter. They're not going to be able to. They're not going to contend, and that is what it is. That's just that's the nature of it. But let me know what you guys think. What did you guys think about Dallas? What did you guys think about Wemby's first game? Let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the chat room. I'd love to hear all about it. But guys, in our second segment, we're just gonna be discussing the matchup between the Clippers and the Blazers real quickly. So be sure to stick around for that, guys. You're not gonna miss it. We'll be right back.